We covered this a few weeks ago. A lady that was in front of a baby deletion station in the UK was arrested, put in handcuffs, okay? Put in handcuffs because she was possibly praying in her own mind. Not that she was praying, not that she was holding a sign, not that she was saying anything to the ladies that were walking in. She just was around the vicinity, which she wasn't supposed to be, but just her presence there and praying in her mind got her arrested, okay? So go back, watch that video. Crazy. Here is the update. Breaking. Parliament introduces first thought crime, not thought like, the girls on Instagram, but a thought crime.
Those are real thought crimes.
Into UK law.
Wow.
Crazy talk, all right? In Canada, people are getting charged with the M word for defending themselves in their home. And in UK, you are getting charged with thought crimes, ladies and gentlemen. With thinking and possibly praying. Let's read the article.
Okay.
The House of Commons voted 116 to 299 to criminalize all forms of influence. All forms of influence, okay? Near baby deletion facilities across England and Wales. Amendments to protect silent prayer and consensual conversation fail to gain support. Guys, amendments to protect silent prayer and consensual conversations, meaning, hey, can I engage with you on this topic? Okay, fail to gain support. UK, what are we doing there? What is going on? Okay,
fail to gain support.
This is a sickness of the highest order.
Members of Parliament have approved the introduction of censorship zones, also known as buffer zones, outside of baby deletion facilities across England and Wales. Clause 10, formerly Clause 9, of the Public Order Bill will criminalize any form of influence, quote unquote, outside of abortion, can't say that word, facilities, including in the form of silent prayer. An amendment to permit silent prayer and consensual conversations within the censorship zones was proposed by Andrew Luer MP, but failed to pass after a vote of 116 to 299. So this gentleman tried to propose it, and they shot him down with a gajillion supermajority. All right? No, don't go too far. Today's vote marks a watershed moment for fundamental rights and freedom in our country. Parliament had an opportunity to reject the criminalization of free thought, not even speech, just thought, which is an absolute right and embraces individual liberty for all. Instead, Parliament chose to endorse censorship and criminalize peaceful activities such as silent prayer and consensual conversations. That's crazy. Today, it's the A word. Tomorrow, it could be another contested matter of political debate. The principle remains that the government should never be able to punish anyone for prayer, let alone silent prayer in peaceful and consensual conversation. Thankfully, where the clause initially called for a prison sentence for those, they were trying to put people in prison. Wow! London, UK, what are we doing? What are we doing, guys? Y'all was trying to put people in prison.
Imagine being next to like someone that robbed somebody that stabbed somebody because it's UK.
Why are you here?
And then I was praying. Oh man, like through a megaphone, super obnoxious. You started yelling at somebody, beat them up. No, just praying in my mind.
Yeah.
How did they know you're praying? I don't know. I was just standing there, really.
Wow. All right.
Sounds illegal.
Thankfully, where the clause initially called for prison sentences for those convicted and engaging in these peaceful activities, the penalty now has been reduced to a fine. Nevertheless, it is extremely regrettable that Parliament, which exists to protect and champion the rights of the electorate, has taken a clear stance against fundamental freedoms, opening the door for nationwide thought crime persecution.
This is it's reduced to a fine, which is probably better for them. Doesn't cost the legal system, and then makes them money every time you pray.
This is wild.
That's crazy.
This is wild. So they're gonna have these zones, okay, where you can't pray in your mind, and you can't engage people in consensual conversations. Now, I would be curious on whether they do with 4D sonograms. I'm guessing those are illegal there too.
Yeah.
Not sure if you guys know this. The way to reduce baby deletions, one of the most effective ways to delete the deletion of babies, is by offering 4D sonograms. And so you'll have these buses parked in front of these facilities, simply offering women a free sonogram of their baby. Doctors don't always offer this. You can get a 2D sonogram, right, or whatever. But a 4D one is where there's like a 3-dimensional image and you hear the baby. And they'll give these to you for free. Mama. And when most people see them, they end up changing their mind and not going through with said procedure.
Wow. Praise God.
So I would be curious on, like, is that thought crimes? Like, are we then can't give out free sonograms? You know, like what is that?
You got to do them outside of the zone.
You got to do them outside of the zone. Apparently, like that's crazy. This is crazy talk. This is crazy talk. And so, I don't know, like, if we should be like super duper concerned about this here, right? But I think folks that do this sort of work and folks that pull up in front of these places, and the character is like usually pretty gross. The character is like, they don't care about the babies and they don't do anything for the families. Like, that's cap. Like there's these birthing centers provide a lot of resources for these mothers and for the babies, and they're not just throwing red paint and splattering it on people walking in. Like, that's not. That's like the fringe Westboro. Yeah, that's like Westboro Baptist vibes. Most folks that are in front of these places are trying just to have dialogue.
Yes.
And a lot of them are trying to provide alternatives to this procedure that perhaps women don't know about.
Yep.
Right? And so this is sad. This is really sad that this is happening. See if there's anything else in this article that's relevant. But I'm sad for the people in the UK, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know how you guys deal with this, you know? London, tap in. Wales, tap in. Let me know. How do you guys process this? What do you guys think about this?
Oh, check this out.
Go ahead.
The move comes the day after news that charitable volunteer Isabel von Spruce was arrested for the second time for praying silently in her mind near a facility in Birmingham, where local authorities have implemented a buffer zone via public spaces protection order.
So this is their second time.
Same lady.
And again, we covered this, which is real quick, before we go any further, this is why you guys should be tapped in with what we're doing here so you don't miss videos like this. Hey, you want to see something crazy? Over 51% of the people who watch this channel are not subscribed. And the ones that are subscribed, only 10% have their bell notification on. So do me a favor. Please hit that subscribe button. Turn the bell notification on so you don't miss anything we have going here. All right? I appreciate you. And this is why you guys should be, again, tapped in. Hit the like button. Let's get this video to a couple thousand likes. Because I don't know how this story wasn't international and everybody talking about it.
Oops.
Right? Like, regardless on your views on this, regardless on, like let's just remove you're not in the pro-life camp like I am. Let's just remove that for a second. I don't know any sensible person that's like, someone standing outside one of these facilities should be arrested.
Yeah.
Not for holding a sign, not for throwing red paint on somebody, not for doing anything wild, not for being combative, not for yelling crazy things through a megaphone or truthful things, depending on how you look at it, right? None of that. Just thought prayers in here. Just in your mind praying. Got this lady arrested twice, and now there's an entire protection order law about this.
Check this. The second arrest was attended by 6 police officers, comes only weeks after Miss Von Spruce was found not guilty for the same activity by the Birmingham Magistrates Court. She had been criminally charged in December on the basis that her silent, imperceptible prayers amounted to intimidation. The prosecution were not able to present any evidence to the court to substantiate the thought crime, and Miss Von Spruce's name was cleared along with Father Sean Go, who was similarly charged and acquitted. So basically, they got her a second time. We're like, all right, we need to pass this. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, this is sus, man.
That's crazy.
This is sus. Just from a human liberty standpoint, this is crazy. Again, I think if you even remove what that is in there, which I think it's a human in there for sure, but if you remove that, this is just common sense human decency. Like folks
Yes.
shouldn't be being put in handcuffs for that.
Yeah, and I mean, as a Christian, I'm feeling cool. Like, one, I'm not in the UK, feeling really good, and then two, like my prayers are gonna reach, you know, whether I'm outside the zone or not. So I'm not too worried about that. But more, it's the censorship that these guys got to be worried about.
For sure.
It's like, whoa, you all are thought policing, quite literally.
Police police the other thoughts.
Yes, it's becoming a thing where you guys are thought policing that is insane. So, yeah, that's what I'd be concerned about. Is like I don't know what rights they have besides like worship the Queen. So I'm not too up to date with
Rest
their
in
laws.
peace to the Queen, bro.
Rest in peace to the Queen.
She was
Oh, they got a king, dude.
She was the head of the Anglican Church.
I gotta say, king goes hard.
King goes
Saying
hard.
you got a king.
Saying you got a king is pretty dope.
That's crazy.
That's pretty dope. All right.
Queen just sounds like, oh, what happened to your husband?
Right. To his point, should this inspire more Christians to be involved in government, right? Because sometimes the pushback from the modernity side is that you then compromise and become too worldly because you want to go in the marketplace, and the fundamentalists will pull out. Pause. They'll pull out. They'll pull out of culture, of
Fundamentalists
government.
ain't pulling out. We know.
Yeah, they'll pull out of engaging for the sake of preserving. So we're not going to engage in politics, in culture, in music, in art, in science, in media for the sake of preserving our doctrine, right? And our whatever. This is why John MacArthur yesterday, when I looked at the Jesus Revolution, his reaction was like, well, we got to keep the hymns. We got to keep things preserved, right? But if you're always just trying to preserve and remove yourself, are you then going to catch elves where then your entire government is on some loony craziness like this? Would I be involved in government? No, I wouldn't. But I don't believe that that's my call. I don't believe that that's why I'm created. I don't believe. But what I'm saying is I do believe there are people who do believe that they are called to politics, and then they get in a goofy fundamentalist church, and then that gets zapped out of them, and they don't want to do stuff. Just like we know people that feel called to entertainment. They're naturally funny. They naturally have a spark, but then they get saved, and all of a sudden they think being funny is bad, and they don't want to be funny. They want to be a pastor, right? We've known multiple people like this that are extremely brilliant as entertainers, and they don't know how to reconcile that aspect. So I do believe that there are people that are potentially called to these different arenas that don't go into them because of bad teaching.
Wow.
You know? Thank you so much for hanging out. Again, if you want to go to the extra mile to partner with us, less than 1% of the people who watch this channel actually do, and it would literally drastically change everything if we can just get 1% of you guys to partner with us for $5 a month. So we can improve the production value, improve the guests, improve all of our staffing, and ultimately make better videos to contextualize the gospel and get it to as many people as possible, better interviews. For $5 a month, you get these after-party replays completely unedited. You get access to our podcast early. They stream to our online community, and get access to a private Discord, discount codes, and so much more for as little as $5 a month. Consider signing up so that we can stay independent with you as our boss, only answering to you, and never, ever, ever have to take a brand deal and make commercials like this one.
Our friends at Genucel Skincare have exciting news to celebrate in 2023.
Using Manscaped during my showers after workout has given me much more confidence.
And that's where Mudwater comes in.
True Classic has got your back.
All thanks to the sponsor of today's video, SayMine.com.
Established Titles is your opportunity to earn the title of Laird or Lady. Subject to credit approval, rates range from 7.99% APR to 19.99% APR, included 0.50% auto pay discount.
If you don't want us to make ads with brands you don't care about, sign up for our online community for as little as $5 a month to keep us independent and ultimately answering to you as our boss. You get all sorts of benefits like daily replays of our after party streams, exclusive access to our Discord community, and early access to our podcast interviews, all starting for only $5 a month.
King Ruslan.